morning, everyone. On behalf of all of us at AMTA, I want to welcome you to our 2022 virtual AMTA School Summit. At this year's School Summit, we have attendees from around the country and from schools both big and small. Welcome to all of you. Thanks to each of you who have made time to be here today, and thank you for your dedication to the profession and for all you do for your students. AMTA is your partner. When you share your feedback with us, it lets us know what benefits matter the most to you as a massage school owner or an educator. You've told us that making quality professional development opportunities accessible is important to you. That's why today's program is free to the entire profession. I hope you all saw the save the date for February 9th and 10th for the 2023 in-person schools summit in Kansas City. Each AMTA school member receives a complimentary registration to that meeting. Every year, our attendees share that the inspiration and connection that comes from being in the room together. Feeling that support and positive energy is why it becomes a must-attend event, and I hope to see many of you there in February. As another example in action, we heard from many of you with questions about school insurance, which we recently added as part of your AMTA school membership. The feedback we continue to hear from our schools is just how valuable this insurance offering has been for you, and we are proud to continue to support you in this way. And I hope you've all seen our newest program announcement. AMTA and Massage Envy created a new grant opportunity for massage schools to help support the future of the profession. 5 $10,000 grants will be awarded to massage schools this year. Applications are due soon, and that is by October 24th. And the 5 school recipients will be announced in December 2022. Now, I'd like to share a little bit about what to expect today during our schools summit. We have some outstanding presentations on tap today, and I want to thank all of our speakers for sharing their expertise with us. Please remember you'll need to be logged into each session in its entirety in order to earn CE credit. Our speakers will be online hosting live chats during their sessions, and we invite you to send us your questions using the question box on the dashboard during the presentation. Our speakers are eager to hear from you, and they will answer as many questions as possible. It's going to be a great day of inspiration, and we hope you'll find practical advice to apply to your schools as well. Now, let's get things started with our first panel discussion this morning, which brings together massage educators to talk about trends and current research in the massage profession. Please join me in welcoming Dave French, Dawn Newman, Sina Owens, and Jody Wiley. Thank you.
Hello there, and welcome to the AMTA 2022 Virtual School Summit panel discussion on trends in the massage profession. I'm Dave French, Vice President of Market Research and Insurance for AMTA, and I'll be moderating this discussion. I'll start off by presenting some current research about what's occurring in the massage environment, and then our esteemed panel will discuss how these trends may be impacting massage education. The majority of this content does come from the AMTA 2022 Massage Profession Research Report. School members can access this report for free on our website. It's one of the many great benefits of being a school member, but some data points are newer, so those will be available in the 2023 report, which will be released in February, so be sure to check that out. Before we get into our discussion, if each of our panel members could tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what school you work at, what your role is, maybe how long you've been an educator, and what do you find most rewarding about being an educator in the massage profession? So let's start out with Dawn.
Hi, my name is Dawn Newman, and I am the director at Lakewood School of Therapeutic Massage here in Port Huron, Michigan. And I got into the field about 15 years ago and just love being a part of change, helping students make that change into what they find fulfilling. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I absolutely love what we do.
Great, thanks, Don. Sina?
Hi, my name is Sina Lund. I am from Kansas. Everyone hear me great? Perfect. So I have been in education about 15 years, massage therapist 28 years. I direct the massage program at our local university here in Kansas. And I love being an educator because I can open up my wingspan a little bit further and help those, especially in the rural areas here. We're very a blue collar community, and so it allows people to still provide for their families and teach others to help others.
Great, thank you. And Jody?
My name is Jody, and I, like Sina, am running a massage program at a college level. I'm in Michigan, like Dawn, and have been teaching since 2012 and massaging since 2006. I think what I like best is really when I can help students succeed. You know, when you see them struggling. I just met with a new student today, and when I told her one of the courses were online, and we'll talk about that, she got a little nervous. She said, I'm really good with hands-on, but telling her all the supports that we have for her, she felt comfortable, and I love doing that.
Great. All right, thank you, everybody. We're really excited to have you join us on the panel today. I'd like to begin with saying that the last few years have been pretty trying for the massage profession, as it has been for a lot of professions out there. But I'm happy to report from the last consumer survey that we conducted in July of 2020, that 27% of US adults had gotten a massage in the past 12 months. That's up from 23% in 2021 and 21% in 2020. So consumers are, out there. They're getting back to getting regular massages. Numbers are increasing. That's good. So what are you seeing in terms of enrollment as demand for massage is increasing, and how has that changed for you over the past few years? So Sina, let's start with you.
Right. I think in my area, enrollment is definitely increasing. We are on the rise. Um, More people are hiring massage therapists. I have people reaching out to me all the time looking for therapists. They're in the medical community, they're in the tourism hospitality community, pain management community, much less depression, anxiety, any of those pathologies. People are seeking massage for many more things than just luxury. And so massage therapy is on the rise.
Great. Yeah, Dawn, what are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing that massage therapy is definitely something that a lot of people are interested in. We've got nurses enrolled, we've got mothers just looking to supplement their income, things like that. We have not had a great enrollment for September. It's a little bit down our prior September, but I think that's just part of the growing pains, and it's just a part of it. But like Sina was saying, we have employers banging down our door trying to get our students. So the demand is definitely there. It's on our part. We just have a little bit of work to do on the enrollment.
Okay, great. And how about you, Jody?
You know, we are at my school back to our pre-COVID numbers. Of course, there was a slump during COVID. We're back to the pre-COVID numbers. And like Dawn and Sina, I hear almost weekly requests from people. Do you have students? We need to hire. Can you post this job posting? And I think that there'll be a delay in students enrolling, but I think that we'll see that maybe in the next 9 to 12 months of an uptick in enrollment.
Great, great. Yeah, and another, as we're, still continuing to talk about consumers, one of the other trends we saw is that the reasons why consumers get massage has shifted somewhat in the past several years. During the height of COVID, the most prevalent reason why consumers chose massage were for health or wellness reasons like pain management, pain relief, muscle soreness, injury recovery, or other related reasons. Could be, pain is a great motivator, or a lot of times those were the only facilities that were open. In recent surveys, there was an uptick in the percent of consumers that get massage for things like stress reduction, pampering, or just a special indulgence, as a lot of people had gone for several years without getting massage. So Jody, in terms of why consumers get massage, do you ever adjust your classes or focus certain content of massage for different needs of consumers within your curriculum?
Because I'm in a collegiate setting and not a proprietary school, I have a lot of requirements to do annual and triennial and probably biannual. I'm forgetting one of um, assessment and forecasting and planning. So we do a lot of that. However, we don't change the curriculum around for annual trends. We're kind of in it for the long term. Has it changed over the past 5 to 7 years? Yes, we have a lot more like fascia content, for example. So we try and look at trends, and when they're around for a little while, then we might change content. We also rely heavily on feedback from local employers. So if they're saying, hey, your graduates are great in this, but we don't see a lot of this, then we'll make some more rapid changes. Like one example recently was our program doesn't focus a lot on spa modalities or skills, but local employers really wanted it. So now we've got a small introductory spa class where they learn, a few different treatments. So I would say, yes, we pivot for local specific needs, but not for short national trends, more for longer trends is what we would pivot for.
Okay, great. Yeah, Dawn, how about you? Do you look at current trends or take a more long-term approach when looking at changes to curriculum or classes or massage for certain needs or populations?
So we're in it for the long haul as well, but there are a couple things that um, we made some changes to, and that was actually lessening up a little bit of our spa and putting in more lymph, um, because again, our employers were interested in our students being more versed in that. So we are looking at the trends. We do the surveys and talk to the employers and things like that. And just again, like Jody was saying, you don't want to change it right away, especially just coming out of COVID, or we're still in it. But just seeing if we can just make these little bit of tweaks and to help our students, and then just kind of going from there and seeing just a little bit can make a difference in the whole curriculum. Just that little bit of adding the lymph, like I said. So we'll see where we're at.
Great. Yeah. How about you, Sina? How do you look at trends, and do you, change up any sort of content based on what you're seeing out there in the marketplace?
Right. So for myself, kind of like Jody, I don't change the foundation of the program at all, but I do bring in different speakers. So what, like the lymphatic drainage has been huge, especially for cancer treatments, and people just having more edema in general with congestion, autoimmune issues. So I'm listening to what the graduates are asking and saying, I need to come back. Are you offering CEUs in this and this? And so I'm listening to um, what the community is asking for, and then I don't really change my foundation, but I'll change my speakers. Yeah.
Great. Let's see. Um, we also know that over the past few years, you may have heard the term the Great Resignation. As anybody's gone to a restaurant, gone to a store, gone around the neighborhood businesses, you've seen help wanted signs, pretty much everywhere. A lot of people have changed jobs or careers in the past couple years. Sina, have you seen any changes in the type of incoming students as people from other industries may look at changing careers and looking into massage school? And if so, what
Right.
sort of differences are you seeing?
Right. Great question. So, someone had said about nurses earlier. I think that was you, Jody. And absolutely, people who've been in the healthcare industry, and myself as an RN myself, knowing the capacity of stress they have been in the last several years, that the stress is making them sick, and it's taking away their stress-free time with their families or self-care for themselves. And so I'm seeing a lot of healthcare professionals transition out of being so much hands-on, like in a nursing situation, coming to massage school. They still want to help people, but not in a nursing capacity so much anymore. I also have more students who are leaving corporate America. The stress there was really burning them out, and they like to have the flexibility of their time and their income to really focus on what is important to them. And so I'm getting a lot of corporate and a lot of healthcare professionals.
Great, great. Dawn, what about you? What are you seeing?
The corporate America is a big one. I think that people are looking to be in control of their own schedules, and having time with family and things like that. And massage therapy checks all those boxes for them. So definitely the corporate America, and high schoolers that are looking to not go to a 2-year or 4-year college. They're looking to quickly get into a trade, and we check that box as well. So it's definitely more corporate than it's been, um, but I just find it um, wonderful how we can just check off all those boxes for all the different changes that are out there.
Great, great. How about you,
Dave, can
Jody?
I just jump in there too?
Yeah, definitely.
We've seen a decrease in the median age of our students too. And I think that's because we've got a lot more high schoolers coming in than we did, say, 10 or 12 years ago. And yep, we do still have those people who are leaving accounting. I even right now have a student who's leaving her profession as an undertaker because it was too stressful. But we have a lot more high schoolers than we did. And I think that whole generation is not thinking in the traditional 4-year, like you said, Dawn, 4-year college right after high school. They're not, they don't have those expectations of themselves. And so massage, you're right, can check all the boxes. And that's nice.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, it almost, I don't know, like looking at some of the previous data from 2001 when the tech industry had issues, and a lot of those people, when that sort of blew up in 2021, they ended up going into massage. And then after 9/11, a lot of displaced workers in hospitality and transportation, they ended up going into massage. And it seems we're in a sort of similar situation where people from all over are just changing jobs, and hopefully that'll be a good thing down the road for our industry.
Yeah.
So talking about, I guess, some changes that have occurred within our industry. Um, Over the past few years, the number of massage therapists that identify as a sole practitioner, at least part of the time, they may have other jobs, but that's increased to about 77% in our last survey. We know that during COVID, people changed some jobs. Few people left the industry. It wasn't a mass exodus. A couple percent ended up leaving. But what we did see was there was a big shift in where therapists work. Some of those had been employees, but then they took this opportunity to go into business for themselves. We also know that traditionally, your places like your spas or franchises rely on new therapists to work at their locations. But with schools being closed for a while, there were declines in the number of graduates over the past couple of years. So we're sort of in this situation where, graduates have been down. people are more likely than ever to be a sole practitioner. So, what are you doing differently in terms of recruiting as schools are open and the job market for new therapists is really competitive right now? Or are you even doing anything in your local community to encourage people to seek a career in massage? So, Dawn, what are you seeing out there?
So definitely seeing that people want to make their own hours and have that type of control. So we have seen where a student has stopped working for a spa or things like that and opened up a room either at a certain place or they're working outside of their home. And that is when we have alumni and that come in to talk to our students, it is inspiring to our students that, these are the possibilities. And so we have been taking this into our high schools. And I'll tell you that up until this last month, we've struggled with getting into a couple of the bigger schools that are by us, but they're opening up their doors now for us to go in, tell people about our school and the different things that you can get from massage therapy. We really push the business bureau, take a look at the numbers, let the program sell itself. And yeah, it's definitely something that we've been putting out into the community, and it has helped us with recruiting, especially the high schoolers, is that they have control. It's a form of control in a crazy world.
Great. Jody, what about you?
I like that, Dawn, a form of control, and you get to have one little piece that you get to manipulate. Well, we're not doing anything different in terms of student recruiting. We already are presenting to high schools. We have groups come through. We're involved with junior achievement, all that kind of stuff on the high school level. What I am seeing is a different response. So, I might have had one inquiry with, like a career fair where 300 kids went through, but it's different now. I'm seeing a different response. And then the other thing is I'm just kind of really sharing with folks how really desperate hiring managers are right now. Like, I've never seen until this past year massage employers offer a hiring bonus. That they didn't need to because people were competing for jobs, whereas now employers are competing for employees or independent contractors or, my goodness, even rental space. So the tables are turned, and I think um, that's a great thing to share with prospective students.
Definitely. Sina, what about you? Any?
Um, One thing we are promoting more is within the high school realm that we were talking about. So our program is hybrid, so it's half online and half in person. And so they're able to get some of their sciences out of the way while they're still in high school. And so they're working on their massage program, and then they just need to do their hands-on clinic training as soon as they get out of high school. Another trend I've been seeing is a lot more military coming through the program. And I've been following the compact state licensure. I don't know if anyone else has. And one of the main reasons for that is because of military and tourism and hospitality. And so our university, of course, we have a military program, really honor those benefits. And so we're getting more military recently.
Right. Great. So that's sort of, talking a little bit about consumers, the industry as a whole, drilling down a little more into schools specifically. Another area that's had a lot of changes in the past few years is the use of online education in entry-level massage programs. According to our 2021 AMTA school survey, about 32% of schools did offer online courses for their entry-level program in that year. It was down from 47% in 2020 when it really started becoming prevalent. But in 2019, it was only 14%. So, during COVID, there was that big shift to using online education platforms. And while it has declined a bit, it's still much higher than pre-COVID numbers. So, how does your school use online education? And, what do you see going forward in terms of teaching online? Will it continue to be used for things like anatomy or business or ethics, or will it move into other areas? Or will schools want to move to more of a in-person education more and more? So, Sina, let's start with you. What are you saying?
Right. So we have been having an online presence for over 10 years. Working at a university, we have that platform for online education. And so it made sense for us, especially in a rural area, to do our sciences and things online. Some of our students travel 4 hours to a hands-on class or a clinic. And so those who still have regular JOBs and families, they're able to do their sciences or their business class online, and then we arrange for their clinic and hands-on training. So that's been really beneficial, and I think that's helped our enrollment numbers stay steady through all this time. I do like that many schools are doing the option of hands-on science classes because it is sometimes more difficult for the older generation, if you will, with the technology challenges. Online teaching is not for every student. Um, I will say it's also nice for being at a university or higher education that a lot of those can be transferred in. So you can take a hands-on science class at your local community college and then transfer it to where you're going to go to school, and we'll take that anatomy and physiology.
Great. Yeah, Dawn, what about you?
So we've had our anatomy, physiology, and pathology all online for at least the last 10 years as well. That is huge because it allows our students to come to school less. So it's been really beneficial because how we supplement for those that are having difficulty is we've done like YouTube tutorials and things like that to help the students along. And also we're very, very small. So the instructor has come in on an off day and walked our students through it. And we also do it during our orientation as well. We've also used some of the techniques that we used during COVID when we couldn't have in-person class. And we use those videos to help just solidify and bring home some of the topics. And it is not something that I think that we should ever ideally never have to go back to how it was set up, but to use those things as supplements to our in-person teaching has been a huge benefit.
Great. How about you, Jody?
Yeah, I've also kept a lot of the videos that I made from home in my own massage space. I've kept them on our online learning platform as a supplement um, to students, even if we're meeting in class. They voiced that they really appreciate having that to go back to. So in that regard, I'm thankful that I was forced to make them. And then what was the other thing? Sina, you said something that kind of triggered. Oh, just that having the online learning platform already in place has been huge. And so we've continued. We have, as far as online courses, our medical terminology and pathology are online. But our students, consistently, the graduates, say that the anatomy and physiology was the most difficult portion of the MBLEX. And so we've switched back to doing that in person in hopes of kind of boosting their confidence in that regard.
Okay, great. Great. So thinking about graduates too, is there leaving school? We know the first few years after students graduate from their massage program are pretty important. About 2/3 of graduates that will end up leaving the profession after 5 years. For those that stay year after year five, over 90% end up sticking around. Um, we also know that the average person does change jobs a lot. They have about 3 to 7 different careers in their life. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average person has 10 different jobs before they're 40 even. And younger people are the ones that are most likely to change careers. So is your school doing anything to keep in touch with graduates and keep them engaged with the profession in order to, keep them in the profession longer? So, Sina, we'll start with you.
Mhm. So, in my opinion, I think therapists get out of the profession for two reasons. One, they're not making money, or two, they have an injury, or three, burnout. So they're overworking, they got hurt while they were working, or they're not working enough and not making any money. And so we have alumni days every quarter, and all the past graduates can come and do some mentoring, some coaching. We might bring some speakers in. So we do that for number one. Then we have a online Facebook group, and it's just for alumni. And so for those students who are getting out of the profession, they can sell their supplies if they wish to new students. We post job openings on there. So and so is hiring. We also post, I have this client, and they rattle off what's going on with them. So it's a feedback panel. Um, we're having CEU classes on there. So that's the best way for us to stay engaged, especially since we're so rural. That's like our bulletin board. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, Jody, what about you?
So Dave, I see my role as equipping and preparing students. And while I'd love to have a very robust alumni program, we just don't have staff or time for it. And I also feel like that's where um, AMTA chapters can step in and take up the torch. Because working, I mean, especially if you are a solo practitioner and working by yourself, you feel alone a lot of times. That's a common theme in massage. So connecting with people is important, but I mean, not to say that I don't have contact with graduates. I do. We have the Facebook page like Sina does where you can post equipment for sale or whatever. I have graduates come back and share with current students. I have a job fair every spring, and sometimes graduates are employers then, and they come back. How else? Oh, and we do work with local employers who want to create mentoring kind of programs where they hire someone in, and it's a step program where they mentor them, and then eventually they maybe take over. So we work with people like that, but there's no robust formal mentoring program after graduation.
Right. Yeah, we hear that a lot, and that it is a very lonely profession oftentimes if you're, sitting in a room with somebody else that's darkened and you're not really talking that much. So it's
Yeah,
you do need that interaction, and the chapters are a great place for that, and other meetups and meetings, and ideally if they do become instructors, the in-person school summit. So Dawn, what about you?
We use Facebook, but our main means of connection is through constant contact. And it sounds silly, but we send out stuff to them all the time. And it can be, something from other job openings in the event that they're not happy with where they're at. They can also post if they are the employer on there as well. And we do equipment, and then we do any type of exercises with the students. So if we want the alumni to come in, we encourage them to be a part of that, be a part of our PAC meeting, and volunteer work. And we get more response from that than you would imagine. Is again, this profession, it's filled with such wonderful people, and they want to help others. And so we'll have places call in and say, listen, do you have any students that are available, would like to give free massages? And yeah, they're always calling. But we've got clinic here, but we'll send it out to our grads, and almost every single time we've fulfilled it. And that's the community helping the community. So it's not a huge thing, but constant contact has been just terrific for us, just to give a quick snapshot. Hey, this is available, and it throws up the dust enough where we get feedback.
Great, great. So I guess in closing, I mean, you've provided a lot of great information. Anybody watching this can attest at how difficult it is being an educator and how we're in a time of change. If you could give, one bit of advice to a new educator out there, what would it be? Yes, Sina, let's start with you.
Um, Attending a lot of conventions and conferences this year, a lot of new schools and educators are opening up. And first thing I tell them is just breathe, relax your neck, just calm down. It's going to be okay. And find another school, another mentoring school is awesome. If you're from a private school, find another private school that opened. If you're a 2-year school or a 4-year school, and also, it's not just the private 2-year, 4-year, but also how many hours are in your program. Are you a 500-hour program? Or are you one of the 1,000-hour programs? Find a mentor that's kind of equivalent to what that would be. Your books, use your resources the publishers are putting out there. They're making lessons plans. They have PowerPoints. They have so many great resources. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. You can always adjust and tweak things later, but that's going to at least get you started. Use those resources. The publishers are doing amazing on the books out there these days. Um, and also, reach out to your community, reach out to your chamber, listen to your board. A lot of massage schools do have a board. Find people who are strong in those areas. Surround yourself with a team. Don't try to do it all by yourself because it's daunting. And know that it doesn't have to be perfect just to open up. You're always going to keep modifying and changing it and go through a pandemic. And it's always just going to be an amazing struggle. And if you can impact one student's life, I always feel that's amazing enough.
That's great. Yeah, Jody, how about you?
My advice would be to collaborate, like Sina was saying, but I just would capitalize it and underline it and highlight it. Collaborate with graduates if you're a school that has already had graduates. Collaborate with local employers. Collaborate with your staff, even if it's only 2 people. Um, just create a sense of team and family. And the people in the massage therapy profession tend to do that anyway, but just be intentional about creating that collaborative environment. And if you don't already have an advisory committee, create one that's got employers and students, graduates, and non-massage professionals, like maybe chiropractor or DO. Create this power team and work together. And people are willing to help when you ask.
Definitely. Yeah, that's great. Don, how about you?
So mine is that realize and allow to sink in that change is the only constant, and that you're going to go through hard times and you're going to go through great times, and you're going to feel on top of the world, and then you're going to plummet, or feel like it. And just know that that's a part of it. You're not insufficient. You're not, it's just change has to happen. That's how we live. And if you can just feel that in your heart and let it, guide you, that you're prepared for the bad times, and you know that when you're winning, you're going to have that slide as well. So that's my main thing.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I think that concludes most of the questions here. So I'd like to thank our panel. It's been very thought-provoking. I hope everybody out there listening has found some ideas that they can implement in their school and help get some change for the positive within their schools and within their own life as a educator. And I hope everybody else enjoys the rest of the 2022 AMTA Virtual School Summit. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, I'm Jen Edsel, AMTA's Senior Manager of Professional Development, and I'm so happy you joined us today for our 2022 Virtual School Summit. Welcome to our first-time attendees, as well as all of you who have attended School Summit in the past. I hope you enjoyed our panel discussion and gleaned some great information on the latest trends and research happening in the massage profession. I hope you will enjoy the other exciting presentations we have in store for you today. To help you get the most from the Virtual School Summit, I have some notes and reminders for you. You will receive an email on Monday from AMTA with 2 links. One link for the session evaluations and one link for the overall event evaluation. In order to earn CE credit, you must attend each session today in its entirety and complete the evaluation for each session you attend. Your AMTA CE transcript will be updated online with the credits you earned within 30 days of evaluation completion. We value your feedback, so please do take some time to complete the overall evaluation. Your answers are confidential and are used to help plan future school summits. Our speakers are available today in chat to answer your questions during their presentations. If you have questions for them, please type them in the question box during the presentation, and the speakers will answer as many as they can. If you experience technical difficulties, you can also use the same question box, and a staff member will be there to help you. Before we start the next CE session, it is my great pleasure to welcome a few of my colleagues from AMTA staff. I'll be back with reminders again later.
Hi everyone, I'm Belen Paramo, National Schools Account Manager. Along with my team, we support massage schools, teachers, and students with the necessary tools and resources to help you and your students be successful.
Hi, my name is Michael Woods. I'm an account executive, and my primary focus is student memberships and our roster program. So as a school member, all of your students have access to complimentary AMTA student memberships. And our roster program is the most efficient way to make sure they get that liability coverage and that they have access to all of their student membership benefits.
Hi, my name is Megan Hustler. I'm the account exec at AMTA. I work closely with our schools, assisting with their school memberships, their insurance, and connecting their students with AMTA. I also support and promote our annual school summit and student day at National Convention.
I'm excited to continue supporting our schools with top benefits like School Summit, free resources and benefits for your students, and school insurance for your business. You told us about your business needs, and we're always listening. A professional and general liability policy for your school included with your school membership at no additional cost to you. Over 150 school members are utilizing this benefit and saving thousands of dollars. If you're a school member or non-member and want to learn more about this benefit, reach out to us. We would be happy to help you get started.
So whenever you have a new round of students starting your massage therapy program, just send us a list of their contact information and their anticipated graduation date, and our team will take it from there. Equipping your students with this free AMTA membership not only covers them with insurance, but it also provides them with a lot of membership benefits, like our study app, our career guides, product discounts, and more. Over 330 schools have utilized the roster program, and over 57,000 free memberships have been awarded, and that number keeps climbing. Equipping your students with this free membership, it gives them a sense of empowerment so they're able to enter into the massage therapy field confidently. And when your students feel empowered, then that makes your job as an educator a lot easier.
I'm proud to be a part of an association that supports massage therapy students through our scholarship program and our member benefits. We have scholarships ranging from $2,500 up to $10,000. So your students can apply on our website on the scholarship page. Over the last 10 years, we've awarded $230,000 of scholarship funds to over 200 students. Last year alone, we had over 4,500 students apply to our scholarships from member and non-member schools. So make sure to check our website regularly. We have available scholarships on an ongoing basis as we serve to support our next generation of massage therapists.
We are in your corner, so don't hesitate to reach out to us about your needs and your hopes for your school's future. Thank you for being a part of the AMTA family.
My team and I are here to support you, your teachers, and your students in their journey to become massage therapists. So please don't hesitate to reach out, even if it's just to say hi. We're happy to have you a part of the AMTA family.
At AMTA, we are committed to supporting our member schools and students. We want you to think of us as an addition to your team. We love hearing from you. Thank you for being a part of the AMTA family.
Thank you, Belem, Michael, and Megan, for sharing your important message with us today. Now, I'd like to invite everyone to take a quick 5-minute break to stretch your legs, grab a snack, and we will see you back here shortly for our next session.